Hi, this is Greg McCoach, editor of the Mining Speculator. I'm here in Vancouver at the Metals Investor Forum with CEO Keith Henderson of Velocity Minerals. Keith, glad to have you here.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, this is the first time we've met, and usually with these interviews, they're people that I know or recommended.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to conduct this interview like I would getting to know any new company.
That sounds good.
And so, welcome to the show. This is your first time at Metals Investor, then?
Yeah, it also is. Yeah, so I'm going to be presenting this afternoon, and looking forward to that.
So I'll definitely come to your presentation to learn
Get
more
a bit
of
more
the
detail.
details. Yeah, we only have 10 minutes, so
Okay.
it's hard to really do the full search that we're looking for and getting all the information. Why don't we start out? What's your symbol?
VLC.
VLC.
Yeah.
Share structure.
Fairly chunky register. We've got about 37% sitting with 4 members of management and board.
Okay.
We've got another 25 to 30% sitting with some individual and supportive shareholders. So in terms of trading float, probably about 25 to 30% of the company.
Wow,
right now.
so it's tightly held, really.
Yeah.
And what's the total shares outstanding?
75 million shares right now.
75 million, cash on hand.
About $500,000 right now, but we
$500,000.
just announced a strategic investment from Atlantic Gold, which is $9 million. So that's coming through. That'll be closing in the next couple of weeks.
Very good endorsement. I know Atlantic Gold, a good
Yeah,
company.
of course, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't we get started? Where's your flagship project?
All of our projects are in Bulgaria. They're
Bulgaria.
all gold exploration projects. We're working with a Bulgarian mining company as a partner, and it's through that company that, first of all, we get access to the properties that we're earning an interest in, and we have a right to earn a 70% interest in a whole series of projects within a mining district. And then at the center of that area, there is an existing and operating CIL plant, which is the only permitted cyanide plant in Bulgaria, and that's owned by our partner as well. So we've got exclusive access to that, and our job here is now to define a series of resources in the surrounding area and then feed mineralized material through into that plant in the future.
So Bulgaria, okay, help us geographically here. It's kind of near like Czechoslovakia, those areas, Czech Republic.
It's an Eastern European country.
European
It's,
country, okay.
Close with Macedonia, Serbia,
Serbia, okay.
to the south, Turkey and Greece.
Right.
It's an EU country.
EU.
It's a mining country for sure. There's certainly been, and there are a lot of Bulgarian mining companies. There's also a number of international companies, typically TSX companies, who are either grassroots exploring, like us, a little bit more advanced, or actually producing. Dundee Precious Metals, for example, have got 2 operating mines in Bulgaria.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever been involved with a company in Bulgaria, so that's why I was asking. So obviously Atlantic Gold must like something that you're doing. So what's got their attention?
What's got their attention is that they see a lot of similarities between what we're trying to do and what they're actually doing in Nova Scotia. So they would consider themselves to be 3.5 to 4 years ahead of us. They're obviously in production, 90,000 ounces this year, but it's really a case where they've got a central CIL plant, just as we do, and they've got a series of assets, like a string of pearls, from which they're going to be producing in the future. It's exactly what we have. We've got a central plant. We've got a whole series of deposits sitting around it. Some of them, in the case of our flagship, I guess, is Rosno, where we spent the last 18 months exploring. We've brought it to PEA already, and we're going to be moving through 2019 trying to expand that, infill drill it, get it through feasibility. Right. And then also in 2019, we've got 3 additional projects that we're going to be exploring and hitting them really hard. So we're probably looking at 25 to 30,000 meters of drilling in 2019 alone.
So very aggressive. So a developing gold story, building ounces quickly, but still has blue sky with additional exploration.
Lots of blue sky. It's a relatively underexplored gold belt. There's lots of opportunity for more discoveries, and with our partner Gurupsu, we've got an exploration and mining alliance over an area of just more than 10,000 square kilometers. So we're in partnership with them basically on 10% of the country.
Well, okay, so in grade, what kind of grades are we talking about?
They're all near surface, low sulfidation epithermal deposits. What that basically means is a clean, simple metallurgy. In the case of Rosno, we came up with a 1.5 gram per ton life of mine grade, 2.5 to 1 strip ratio.
So all open pit,
everything's going to be open pit. We're not looking at anything otherwise.
Right. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. So, how about the politics in Bulgaria? I mean, obviously, it seems very pro-mining based on what you're already saying to me, but for a lot of our viewers here, they don't know anything about Bulgaria. What else could you tell us about Bulgaria historically with mining? Is the mining law established and it's been tried and true?
Yeah, the mining law has been in existence since the late 90s. It was significantly revamped in 2011, and there's an additional revamp coming in 2019. In fact, they've already kind of tabled the changes that they want to make as a result of some lobbying from some of the producing companies.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of an upside down system in some ways. It's quite complicated to get exploration rights. Your contract for exploration rights goes through the entire cabinet. Every minister in the government signs off on it, and those are typical the levels of review that you would expect for a mining concession.
Right.
But what that means is that when you find something and when you move through into mining, there's a very clear line and a very clear method of getting to a mining concession, and I think a little bit less risk than some other jurisdictions.
So stock price wise, where's your stock price right now?
We're at 21 cents right now, $16 million market cap.
So that seems like a very good entry point for somebody that likes this story. I like the fact that you have a two-tiered, upside. You have the production side that could ramp up. Usually the stock prices run when you get into production. The ramp up, it kind of slows you down. But in the meantime, you got lots of exploration upside that could hit, and that's where you could get a good, nice ride in your stock. So I like the two-tiered approach there.
Yeah,
so.
No, the development stories can get a little boring for some
investors. It takes
nice
so
to have
long.
Some other things going on.
You got to have some exploration to keep it exciting, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I like that. Yeah, if it was just the production story, that could be long in the tooth. So it sounds like you're still a few years away.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's good. So the exploration is really. You're an exploration story right now at the 21, 22 cents.
Yeah.
Get that, you could get a nice multiple if that's very successful. So anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
I think the advantage of these types of deposits is just the fact that they've got Soviet era drilling and Soviet era resources attached to them. They're not grassroots. We've got a lot of work to do to drill these things out and expand them, but we're not walking into fields hoping to find gold. We already know where these deposits are. It's
other people's money has already laid the groundwork for
exactly,
you. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, Keith.
Good. Thanks very much.
Pleasure to meet you and get
you
to know. I'm going to sit in on your talk and learn more about the company. It's interesting.
Thanks very much.